Oh, it's been said a bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
the world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-rat-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Oh, hello everybody. Welcome in. I'm, of course, Rev Tommy, the almighty TwitchMod for the channel. Obviously, as everyone is aware, Lady Prue could not be with us tonight, so we have an impromptu TwitchMod Teachings, episode 2. And I figured, you know what? Let's start to explore that 2024 Player's Handbook. There's some pretty interesting, cool stuff and lots of changes. A lot of small stuff behind the scenes, you know. You won't quite notice until you actually go through and you need to pick that particular selection and it's not there anymore. Or it's changed. Or a spell's been tweaked a little bit. So I figured, you know what? Let's go through it together, some as friends. What do you say, guys? All right, let's see. We got GCB Whippy, welcome in. Evelyn, welcome in. Thanks for joining us, friends. I say Kathy Evans over there on the tube of you. Hello, welcome everybody. All right, so oops, let me what I get set a tab. Let me find the tab real quick. Is that it? Yes, I think so. Yep. Oops, I pushed the wrong button again. All right, give me a second. Where is it? Come back here, tab. There we go. All right. I want to make sure we're back at the right page. There we go. All right. I want Carrot Chapo. Hello. Welcome in. I did see you did create a character. I didn't get a chance to take a look at the updated character round. I've been building all sorts of stuff because now with my current subscription tier, I can make unlimited characters. I got like a whole bunch of stuff that I've been checking out. All right, so let's see here. I need whoop-ha. All right. So, of course, there's the cover art. Pretty. All right. So the nice thing is, especially with having the digital access, early access, the digital version, I can just click and go straight to a section. I don't have to go flip. Where is that? So that's pretty nice. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, and let's just talk briefly, real quick, about what I've have noticed a little bit with my main character, Argrax, for Dragonborns. Let's see, classes, characters, where's all right, maybe we'll go to here. Let's see. Where is backgrounds? Species. Here we go. Some cool changes for Dragonborns. All right. Let's see. Let's actually tweak and go there. So Dragonborn's got some boosts. So, all right. One of the nice things with Dragonborns is an adjustment on their breath weapon. So, before each of these different element types, their attack was either a cone or that 5x30 line. Now, when you take your breath weapon attack, you can choose the shape each time you make that attack. Material Squirrel, yes, it is Monday. However, Lady Prudence could not join us due to things that she has to deal with herself on the outside world. So I am filling in as guest entertainment for the evening. Sorry, there's no music. I'm not very musical and sing-songy. But yes, so you can choose either to make that 15-foot cone or a 30-foot line that is 5 foot wide. So you can choose that each time you make your breath weapon attack. So that is a cool little, nice little change. The other big thing is right here. Dragonborns now have dark vision. So when Argrax becomes a 2024 Dragonborn, he's no longer blind in dark. So that was cool to see. As well as this next one right here. Draconic Flight. Dragonborns can fly. When you reach character level 5, you can channel draconic magic to give yourself temporary flight. As a bonus action, you spout spectral wings on your back that lasts for 10 minutes or until you retract the wings. No action required. Or have the incapacitated condition. And incapacitated is why you have this condition. You experience the following effects. You can't take any action, bonus action, or reaction. Concentration is broken. Can't speak. Surprised. If you're incapacitated when you roll initiative, you have disadvantage in a roll. But during that time, you have a fly speed equal to your speed. So 30 feet, I believe. And your wings appear to be made of the same energy as your breath weapon. And it is a long rest reset for that ability. So that's pretty cool. So now I have the ability to potentially fly 30 feet. So that can be great for jumping up, for reaching something up high, or shooting across a small stretch. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So those are a couple of the big things that had changed up for Dragonborns, which I found pretty cool. So that means for Argrax, he'd have as a black dragon, his damage type, element type is acid. So I'd have acid appearing wings. I don't know how that would look. That'd be interesting. It's a little hard to try to picture that at the moment, but it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so there's that. And if you guys have questions or want to see what any particular changes for a class, character, species, spells, and such like that, duration for the Dragonborn, it lasts for 10 minutes or until you attract the wings yourself manually. Your fly speed is equal to your speed. And Dragonborn trait's speed is 30 feet. So 10 minutes at the most to fly 30 feet at a shot. Now, granted, the speed is going to be relative to combat, stuff like that, where movements of... Does any other race get that? I don't. This particular thing is called Draconic Flight. So this is a Dragonborn specific aspect, because they have their elemental damage type. So it's based off of that. I don't believe there's anything that's relevant for each other race. That's cool. Actually, going real wings at a certain level from prior editions, but nice. You can not fly. Oh yes, it definitely does have its. It can definitely have its perks and advantages. What do we want to take a look at? I will jump back to the contents here. Let's see. Folks want to scroll through any classes for the characters real quick? We can certainly go through. Bard? Certainly, sure. Let's go to the Bard. I was actually playing around with Bard some. All right, so here we are, the Bard. All right, so your base stats with Bard, the primary ability is going to be Charisma. Hit points are D8 per Bard level. Your saving proficiencies are Dex and Charisma. Skill proficiencies, you get to choose any 3 skills right off the bat for Bard. Your proficiencies are simple weapons, Tool proficiencies, you can choose 3 musical instruments. You have light armor, and your starting equipment is starting equipment is also changed up in the 2024 version compared to before. It's quite it's been real interesting for me. It's like, this is different. I don't remember this. So you'll experience the same things yourselves as you go through. So for a bard, choose A or B. A is leather armor, 2 daggers, a musical instrument of your choice, entertainer's pack, and 19 GP. Or option B, 90 GP. And then I guess you would buy whatever you wanted for your character based within that cost. So that's your starting equipment. All right. Invoking music through music, dance, and verse. Bards are experts at inspiring others, soothing hearts, disheartening foes, and creating illusions. Bards believe the multiverse was spoken to existence, and the remnants of its words of creation still resound and glimmer on every plane of existence. Bardic magic attempts to harness those words, which transcend any language. All right. Let's see. Level 1 Bard. You gain all the traits in the core Bard trait table. Gain the Bard's level 1 features, which are listed in the Bard features table. And that's as a multi-class Bard. Shows for that there. So here's your Bard's class features table here. List stuff out. We'll jump back up to that in just a moment if folks need. Let's see. GCP Whippy asked about the colleges. All right, so that's in level 3 Bard subclass. So in the base rule book, now there are other stuff in the expanded books for colleges. Your core colleges are the College of Dance, College of Glamour, College of Lore, and the College of Valor. So, all right. Bard subclasses. Here we go. College of Dance. All right. So, level 3 is when you pick your college. Dazzling footwork. While you aren't wearing armor or wearing a shield, you gain the following benefits. Dance virtuoso. You have advantage on any charisma performance check you make that involves you dancing. Unarmored defense. Your base armor class equals 10 plus your dexterity and charisma modifiers. Agile strikes. When you expend a use of your bardic inspiration as a part of an action, a bonus action, or a reaction, you can make one unarmed strike as part of that action, bonus action, or reaction. Bardic damage, you can use dexterity instead of strength for the attack rolls of your unarmed strikes. When you deal damage with an unarmed strike, you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to the roll of your bardic inspiration die plus your dexterity modifier instead of the strike's normal damage. This roll doesn't expend the die. Yeah, and the unarmored defense, depending on how you build your character out, especially as it gets stronger, if you get your proficiency bonuses on those 2 skills jumped up quick, you can have a decent armor class without wearing armor for stuff. Let's see. At level 6, when an enemy you see ends its turn within 5 feet of you, you can take a reaction and expend 1 use of your bardic inspiration, move to half your speed, and 1 ally of your choice within 30 feet can also move to half their speed using the reaction. Neither of those promote. See you, Zalani. Neither of those movements from the inspired movement provoke opportunity attacks. Let's see, tandem footwork. When you roll initiative, you can expend one use of your bardic inspiration if you don't have the incapacitated condition. When you do so, roll your bardic inspiration die. You and each ally within 30 feet of you who can see or hear you gains a bonus to initiative equal to the number rolled. Level 14, when you are subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you instead take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw and only half damage if you fail. If any creatures within 5 feet of you are making the same dexterity saving throw, you can share this benefit with them for that save. That's pretty cool. Of course, you gotta be up to level 14. Yeah. So instead of full damage and half damage, it turns into half damage and no damage. So that's pretty cool. Especially when you get up to about those levels, you're usually typically facing the characters that are doing like massive amounts of damage, for even if you pass, you're still taking, 30 plus points. All right, let's see. We got the Glamour College up next. Look at that rock check. All right, so level 3 in the Glamour. Beguiling Magic. You always have Charm Person and Mirror Image spells prepared. In addition, immediately after you cast an enchantment or illusion spell using a spell slot, you can cause a creature you can see within 60 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the target has a charmed or frightened condition, your choice, for 1 minute. Target repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. And there's a long rest reset. You can also restore your use of it by expending one use of your bardic inspiration. No action required. Mantle of Inspiration. You can weave fey magic into a song or dance to fill others with vigor. As a bonus action, you can expend the use of a bardic inspiration, rolling a bardic inspiration die. When you do so, choose a number of creatures within 60 feet of yourself, up to a number equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1 creature. Each of those creatures gain a number of temporary hit points equal to 2 times the number rolled on your bardic inspiration die. And then each can use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks. At level 6, Mantle of Majesty, you now always have the command spell prepared. As a bonus action, you cast command without expending a spell slot, and you take on an unearthly appearance for 1 minute or until your concentration ends. During this time, you can cast command as a bonus action without expending a spell slot. Any creature charmed by you automatically fails its saving throw against the command you cast with this feature. Long rest. You can also restore your use of it by expending a level 3+ spell slot. Unbreakable Majesty. Bonus action. You consume a magically majestic presence for 1 minute. For the duration, whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll for the first time on a turn, the attacker must succeed on a charisma save against your spell save DC, or the attack misses instead, as the creature recoils from your majesty. That is either a short or a long rest for the reset. College of Lore. Let's see. Level 3, you gain proficiencies with 3 skills of your choice. There's an additional 3 skills for you to choose proficiency in. I've actually was playing around with a College of Lore Bard, and the amount of proficiencies is insane, as well as I believe I was also even getting quite a few bits of expertise in some stuff. The other colleges are too boring. College of Lore is handy. It depends on the type of build that you're looking to do. I found some interesting stuff in there. So, all right. Since the rest of Bard is boring, do we want to jump into something else to take a look through? What say you, chat? Warlock, huh? All right. So, the only thing that I've really noticed so far that's changed up. Races. I mean, you still have stuff that's in the expanded. In the expansion for books. In the base, so there is some of the stuff for with racial updates and stuff like that is different from within. So the ones that are in the book, the 2024 book, have those cool new updates and stuff like that. And it does make I believe the book does make mention of for those other races that are in your other expansion books. Here's how you would treat them for appropriate upgrades and origin feats. Because I think origin feat is the new big thing. But as you can see, we have Aasimar, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Goliath, Halfling, Human, Orc, and Tiefling in the base book. So we have 10 species in the base. Within Elf, you have Drow, High Elves, and Wood Elves, with Elvian lineages appropriate there. Let's see. Dwarf trades. No. Alright. Goliaths, there are different types of giants. Orcs. Tieflings. Here's our tiefling. You mean that? Yeah. Now, just keep in mind for some of the stuff, like half orc, half elves, or those other stuff like that. If they're out in other expansion books or stuff like that, you can. The nice thing with D&D is you can tweak and adjust and modify all sorts of stuff to suit your particular group with how they like to do things or what. So if you're just following the standards for 2024 character creation, you're able to use Legacy, which is what the 2014 player's handbook is now called Legacy. And when you're going through the D&D Beyond character builder, you can turn on and or off Legacy, which will turn off all the stuff from 2014. That way you're not seeing 2014 and 2024 for selection options, because that can be, obviously it can become confusing and such. And I know for the most part, most stuff that was Legacy, especially with spells that have gotten rewording, you'll see both in there, but one will say Legacy 2014 next to it. So that way you have that automatic indication of, okay, this is the old version one, this is the new version one. But yes, Evelyn, tieflings have a dark vision now. Where did, yeah. I mean, yeah, just, you know, is that like a, you just took the parts of both of those things and put them together as a custom mashup, like we've done with like our other half orcs with our Minotaur and stuff like that? You know, it just be a matter of just doing the appropriate conversions if your group and DM allow. But yep, that's that. There's the tieflings. And they have abyssal, chthonic, and infernal legacies. Oh, yes. No links from the regular peons in the chat. All right, let's see. Let's. Is it an expansion book? Then yeah, I mean, then you just would apply whatever relevant changes for 2024 selection building. So I was going through some stuff, and I found a spell that had changed up. It's in the P's. As I'm scrolling through P's, can anyone guess what? Anyone guess what the spell I'm looking for is? Nope. Nope. Power word kill. So, 2014, all it used to be was this. What is highlighted is the 2014 version of this spell. Take a look at this sentence that was added to the 2024 version of this spell. "100 hit points or fewer, it dies. Otherwise, it takes 12 d12 psychic damage." So, you either have the potential of doing upwards of 144 points of damage, or you completely scrub out and you do 12 points of damage with a power word kill level 9 enchantment spell. So imagine this. Big bad only's got like 101 life points left. You're like, okay, power word kill. All right, roll 12d12. Ones all the way across the board. You do 12 damage to it. But that's completely worst case scenario. But just imagine the ridicule of how bad you just failed your entire party and just converted your fight into a TPK. Because now that big boss is just gonna wreck your world. But that's one of the changes that I happened to come across because I was going through. I'm like, I want to. What's this? I forgot it was. I was thinking of it was called something else, but once I found it, I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. So there's a lot of small changes. Even stuff like that has changed. Level 5 upgrades for classes have picked up. Usually, it's just one thing that you upgrade at level 5. You take one additional change or feature or something like that. A lot of times, I've actually seen that there's been 2 upgrades that you take. One is the one that you're used to taking with your characters at level 5. But a lot of ones, at least a couple that I've gone through with others that know the classes, have been like, oh, wait a minute, no, that's new. That's a new thing at level 5. So there's been some cool stuff changing at level 5 for classes as well. But I wanted to point this one particular thing out because this spell is pretty nasty. And the fact that now you're looking at 12d12 psychic damage if you're encountering over. Do you think this focus on background is going to go the way of alignment? I don't know how exactly you mean, so I don't know how to answer that. Fireball appears to be about the same. 20-foot radius sphere. 8d6 fire damage at base. Damage increases by 1d6 for each spell slot above level 3. So, still a big ball of fiery man. All right. Let's see. Let's jump back over to like how the chaotic good isn't really used anymore. Forcing character development. I mean, ultimately, that kind of really depends. A lot of that is more for the individual that actually wants to role play. How do they want to actually treat their characters' mentality and morals? There's nothing really that has any sort of consequence with how you act, with the exception of paladins because of the oaths that they have. Because otherwise you got to deal with oath breaker consequences and stuff like that. It's the only thing that really has any sort of lawful, neutral, chaotic potential issues with a class is for paladins and the oaths, depending on which oath you take. So, with Warlock, as I was doing a adjustment on my Warlock main, Argrax, I've There we go. So the way that some of their Eldritch invocations, all right, it's all good. OP. I know sometimes it can be hard to try to figure stuff out. Eldritch invocation selections have changed up a little bit with how you do stuff, and so the one thing that I've noticed, with the 2024 version, it appears that I will lose one of my first and favorite upgrades that I had taken before. So in 2024, it appears there is no longer Eyes of the Runekeeper has gone away. That was my invocation that I had taken that allows me to read all writing. But that did not carry over into the 2024 Player's Handbook. So when Argrax becomes a fully 2024 compliant character, it does not have Eyes of the Runekeeper. I was almost freaking out a little bit also because of Aspect of the Moon, but that is a expanded Eldritch invocation, so I don't lose that one yet. So I still have that. That's the one that allows me to not have to worry about sleep. So I was a bit bummed about losing that invocation for Eyes of the Runekeeper, because there have been times there I have had to make use of that. It's like, hey, this script and whatnot was found, like what was in the source lands. We found a book. Well, guess what? I can read the book. I no longer have that. Some other different changes. So one of the invocations is Lessons of the First Ones. Prerequisite is level 2 plus Warlock. And this Eldritch invocation, when you take it, you receive knowledge from an elder entity of the multiverse, allowing you to gain one origin feat of your choice. See Chapter 5. And that is a repeatable invocation. So I can take this again 2, 3, 4 times if I really so chose, to keep stacking up additional origin feats. And we'll jump to origin feats real quick here. So origin feats are stuff such as Alert, Crafter, Healer, Lucky, Magic Initiate. Magic Initiate could be a handy origin feat to take. It gives you 2 cantrips, a level 1 spell, from your choice of Cleric, Druid, and Wizard spell lists. I used to be Whippy. We'll see you in a few days. Make sure your dice are ready. So I'm feeling you correct with the way the chapter 3.0 is. I don't know who Jeremy is or whatnot. But again, with what you use and how you use it for here, it ultimately all really depends exactly on your group and your DM. While you probably could go ahead and mix and match, and you certainly would have the ability to do stuff like that by having both legacy and core rules toggled on in character creation. Okay. Um, yeah, I mean, you don't have to do a full conversion. I'd imagine it all just depends on how exactly stuff is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, D&D. The nice thing about D&D is you can make it what you want. You can mix and match, or you can just, if you decide you just want to go ahead, you know what? Let me just go ahead and embrace the new version. And if it happens that you have to make tweaks and adjustments to your character, and lose a small partiture that you've had, and then just reanalyze and readjust how you do things, and so be it. You can take as much or as little as you want. There's a million different expansions that you can or cannot include, and there's unofficial expansions with stuff from there's Critical Role stuff. There's a million different types of homebrew options. You can make your own stuff. I mean, God knows we use our own Nat 21 rules for doing things. So that's all. That's all. It is what you decide and how you want to make it, and play stuff out. But also origin feats. You have musician, savage attacker. Savage attacker is pretty cool. You're trained to deal particularly damaging strikes once per turn. When you hit a target with a weapon, you can roll the weapon's damage dice twice, and so basically, this feat gives you a damage advantage. Skilled combination of any 3 skills. So this origin feat allows you to boost your proficiencies even further along your skill list. So depending on which options you took, there are character builds where you could have you could apply your proficiency bonus to almost every single potential roll you make, and then start to stack expertises. So those have been pretty cool. All right, let's see. We're 8:47. We're getting close to wrapping up our hour here. So, we have any other things that folks wish to explore or see, or wanted to see how the book was actually written on a particular item or not? What do we want, folks? All right. Let's see. Let's shimmy that off to the side here. Browse over to here. Alright. Any desires to see character class progression? Any spells or magic items you want to take a look at? Talk to me, folks. What do we want to take a look at? Yeah, there's also those new effects on weapons. Let's see. Let's see. Weapon. Where is? Let's Here we go. Yes, we got these new mastery properties. Each weapon has a mastery property which is usable only by a character who has a feature such as weapon mastery that unlocks the property for that character. The properties are defined below. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 weapon mastery properties. We have Cleave. If you hit a creature with a melee attack roll using this weapon, you can make a melee attack roll with the weapon against a second creature within 5 feet of the first one that is also within your reach. On a hit, the second creature takes the weapon's damage, but don't add your ability modifier to that damage unless that modifier is negative. You can make this extra attack only once per turn. Graze. If your attack roll with this weapon misses a creature, you can deal damage to that creature equal to the ability modifier you use to make the attack roll. This damage is same type dealt by the weapon, and the damage can be increased only by increasing the ability modifier. Nick. When you make the extra attack of the light property, you can make it as part of the attack action instead of as a bonus action. You can make this extra attack only once per turn. Push. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can push the creature up to 10 feet straight away from yourself if it is large or smaller. Sap. If you hit a creature with this weapon, that creature has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of your next turn. Slow. If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to it, you can reduce its speed by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. If the creature is hit more than once by weapons that have this property, the speed reduction doesn't exceed 10 feet. Topple. If you hit a creature with this weapon, you can force the creature to make a Constitution saving throw. It's DC 8 plus the ability modifier used to make the attack roll and your proficiency. On a failed save, the creature has the prone condition. And the last one is Vex. If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. So those mastery properties are definitely nice and interesting, and nice little bits of extra flair, and can definitely increase the amount of what you would normally choose, because maybe you want to actually have something that has an additional effect. Maybe instead of just going with the standard, sword all the time, you want to have that ability if you gain that mastery, and you want to have something that has sap or nick. So if you want something that has sap, then you're going to be looking at picking a mace or a spear or a flail or a longsword or a morning star. You have all those different, every weapon all has that different thing. So if you like using crossbows, you'll also be picking up that push if you get that if you have that weapon mastery. Warhammer also has push. So Point's hammer would have the push ability if we updated that over too. So those are some pretty cool extra bits that can help change up what you're running for weapons on your characters. It's like, what? I don't like that mastery ability, but I want to use mastery with this weapon here instead. If you're able to unlock that weapon mastery, so it can help start mix things up a little bit. Help folks try to pick something they might not normally do. You got all your armor pieces. All your supplies, your tools, what they do. So that will pretty much bring us right up to 9 o'clock right now. Gives us a nice chance to run through some stuff here in the book. I hope everyone enjoyed this glimpse in seeing some of the new differences that were of interest to folks. And I hope you learned some of the cool stuff and got excited about some things. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in today. Again, Lady Prue could not be here. We miss her greatly and her sings. But right before we cut out of here, let me remind you what we have for our week. There we go. So remember, we have a full schedule of shows that take place just about all week long. Normally we start off our weeks. Normally would have been Modern Monday with Lady Prue. Unfortunately, we had to fill in a TwitchMod teachings in its place. Tomorrow morning, we should be looking for our friendly neighborhood Shakespeare with Writing Sonnets with Shakespeare. Join the writer's room tomorrow. And then what everyone's been waiting for, Nat 21 Adventures, Curse of the Feywild, Part 4. Still got to get that updated. Will be happening tomorrow night at 8 p.m. On Wednesday, we go back to Craft and Show with Cubby and Shoshi. And then in the evening is Gothic Horror Gaming. And I feel bad for the players of Gothic Horror Gaming because I spoke with the Gloom Master outside of Bosworth Field this weekend, and oh no. So be sure to tune in for that. Should be an interesting episode this week. The players might need your help, chat. Then we'll jump over to Thursday morning, Flash Phantasmagoria with Handler Z. And then our show of the week on Thursday will be The Underworld, or The Underwear, as Evelyn calls it. That's our Grand Saints playing in the game. We're in the Underworld. We're bouncing between realms. And I think we just found what we was looking for. What happens next? Tune in to find out. Let's see. Yeah. New merch. Check us out on Redbubble. We've got cool stuff there. Join the Patreon. This is where you get all these cool perks and abilities. Bonus content, monthly prizes, behind the scenes, AMAs, discounts, and more. They just started at $5 and they work their way up. Our sponsors are Destination D&D, formerly Ren Adventures, interactive RPG in its odd locations, travel the countryside by day, play D&D, and the castle at night. Whimsy Grotto by Chaos Kitty, art, jewelry, and more at whimsygrotto.com. TabletopTees.com, done by our one and only Z. Also find her at twitch.tv/ZGoesMeep. She does some pretty funny and entertaining stuff that happens there. As well as, of course, we have Mab's Mobile Mercantile. All sorts of cool and fun projects she does. Give her a look in your support. Little Empires, tabletop gaming supplies, can also be found at the Maryland Renaissance Festival right now, and then soon at the Carolina Renaissance Fair. Amazing stuff. I've got one of his items actually hanging right next to my mic right now. So yes, here is the little dragon holding one of my D21s. He's got a bell on him, and that's so cool. So yes. Yep. So again, thank you everyone for joining in. We hope you enjoyed our look at the future of D&D, how things are starting to change up a little bit again. The Dragon Dice Nut holder is nice, and I got the dice jail. Nom 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 nom. So yes, I had a lovely chat with Louie. It was great to have the face-to-face with him there. But yeah, I was like, ooh, what do I want to get? I'm like, you know what? I'll get these 2 items here to start. I've already obviously got the Mausoleum from a couple years ago with the Memento Mori, Memento Viver book special that was taking place. So, all right, friends, we want to thank you all for joining us. It is now 9:01. Our time is up for tonight. So, remember, when a natural 20 just won't do, you need a nat 21. Thank you, my friends, for joining, and good night.